hello again. I am back. And it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I played this. I don't know. When did 7 point... when was the last? 7.05? When did that come out? Like a few months ago. It just feels so weird coming back to this, like, after a long time. Like, oh. And I heard they made some changes. Changes cometh. Like, some potency changes, but also, like, you only get one fucking stack of Nastron. No, like the dragon. It puts it. Grants Nastron ready. Why is it when I come on after all these months, no one else is here to greet me? What the fuck? Oh, okay. So, first things first. Story quest. That's the first. What we're doing first. Oh boy. It is a pleasure as always, Rasmus. Have you been able to relax lately? Yes, I've been away for lately. Wonderful. As busy as you have been, with the right of succession among other things, you deserve an opportunity to experience true Lula at a more leisurely pace. Sampling the tacos at Jabalya is such a way to do so. They're made the traditional way and laden with fillings, and are absolutely sublime. Do you have an empty stomach? The owner will look after you. Okay, it's just telling you to go over there. But yeah, actually, in the meantime, since between patches since playing this, I've made my own taco. They're really good. I made my dad's recipe. I am the only one in the family to replicate my dad's taco recipe. Everyone. It's something you put a whole pork shoulder in a crock pot with spices basically all day. There's a little more nuance to that, but it's basically it. Well, if it isn't Rasmus alone today, are you? I'm always alone. No need to rub it in, Evu. I see. If you have a hankering for tacos, then they're on the house. Consider it a token of gratitude for your help tracking down those treasures. I've only done one. I haven't actually played all that. But okay. Go ahead and find a table. I'll bring you your meal as soon as it's ready. Okay. Taco. That looks like a turd in a tortilla. Those aren't tacos. You still love tacos, I hope. You ate so many when you turned 5, you could barely move after. Remember that? I have a big earring. No, not really. That was 30 years ago for me. Right, sorry, it's still strange for me too. Just the other day, you were a little boy clinging to your mother's skirt as you set off to use Solani, and now you're a man grown with a face full of hair. Even so, I knew you were my son the instant I saw you. We're still family, and you can always rely on. Thanks, Dad. Relying, that's Feels like the only thing I'm doing right now. On you and everyone else. I can't even start a fire without assistance at my new job. Back in Alexandria, we had an electrope. If I needed oh. Thank you for the follow? Okay. You have a very interesting username, I will say. Please don't be one of those bots. But here I'm helpless, a culinarian who can't even light the stove. The way the others in the kitchen stared at me, gods, I'd never felt so embarrassed. I'm sorry to hear that. I'd been told the tales, but it seems life is really different within the dome. My wife and children, I was thinking I'd have them join me once things had settled, but at this rate... I say you sign for them. If they're your family, then they're mine too. You're taking the fact that you have a grandchild and a daughter-in-law very well, all of a sudden. Whatever's necessary to make it work. I didn't mean to overhear. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Luke Lamette. I wanted more Luke Lamette. Said no one ever. I didn't mean to overhear, but it seems you're having trouble readjusting to your life in Tulula. Val Luke Lamont? To aid folk like yourself, we've established a support group at the Wing of Reflection. There, you can learn the skills you need to live outside the dome. If it isn't easy being back, it isn't easy being back, I know. But I'm hopeful that they can make things easier. That's exactly what I need. I'll definitely seek this group out, and I'll bring my family with me. Thank you. No, I'm not here. I'm not here. No, no, no. Oh, God, she's waving. She's waving. Just look away. Just look away. I don't know, sir. I don't know this person. Oh, look at it. Who it is. I was just about to go and find you, Rasmus. You don't mind the company, I hope. I could use a bite to eat myself. You know, I was just leaving. I was thinking about taking this tacos to go. I'm sorry, though, but maybe some other time. The tacos out here never disappoint. So what have you been up to lately? You're catching up on sleep. Sleep. That's what I've been doing. I've been sleeping too much. Given everything we've been through, I don't blame you. But once you've had your fill, I'm sure you'll be itching to get back into the thick of things. As for myself, I'm being kept busy with duties at the palace. Whenever I find a moment, I like to walk the streets and talk to the people. That way I can better understand the problems they have and share them with Koana to figure out solutions. Is his name Koana? It's not. Koana? Fuck. They have to say it once again. I was on one such walk just now, and as I mentioned, I was hoping to find you. Shame that you did. Koana and I have something we want to discuss with you as Dawn Server. Do you have the time to come to the palace? You know, shoot. I have that thing I need to do with that guy. I promised him, and it's at that place, and please come and join us once you've finished here. God. I'm pretty sure, like, I think 70% of the community does not really like Woke Lamont that much. It seems. I mean, that's just kind of what I've seen on Reddit. There are people that like really like her. Oh, she's such a fine character. I don't know. She had a very few notable faults, and everything seemed to go right for her. Wuklama is a borderline Mary Sue. Just maybe not in a complete sense, but somewhat. Yeah, and she takes so much of the spotlight from the player character. Like, this isn't the Warrior Light expansion. This is Wuklamat's expansion. Just and it's hard because I'm all for, like, you know, getting new characters after, you know, the Zodiac Archon, not the Archon. Zodiac questline is done, which they didn't do. They just brought in everyone back else. You would think you might be on your own for a while, and I just being back to this, I'm remembering all the things I didn't like I've done. You know. That's harassment. I was dead on right and dead on in there. Oh, you're all here too. Oh, are we not gonna have this voiced? I just realized. Because I think voice actors are still, like, doing their protest. Sort of. So not gonna have this, like, patch voiced at all? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Oh, you're all here too? Bao Quan summoned us, though, if truth be told, Alphino and I have been seeing him quite regularly as of late. He asked us to share our knowledge of Spanish culture. You see, in hopes of further strengthening your alliance, we were, of course, happy to oblige him. Cryo and I were likewise summoned, Otherwise, we've been carrying on. I didn't even see you here. I just saw Alphino and Alze. We've been carrying on with our work, compiling information on the Golden City. My grandfather embarked on his investigation 20 years ago with our report. We shall finish what he started. You started. Lest you wonder, Thancred and Yoriange have left to resume their tour of Tural. Yashola, meanwhile, is back to researching cross-rift travel. She was here just a few days ago to get Khan's permission to investigate living memory. By the way, she mentioned wanting to take a look at the key in your keeping at some point. The key? Don't give that smirk. What key are you talking about? If the look she had in her eyes was any indication, I suggest you brace yourself for when she comes calling. You're like to be stuck with her for a while. Ooh, you stolen? Oh, I'm totally fine with that. As for Estinian, we know neither where he is nor what he's doing. Some things never change. Oh, who came in? Who came in? Is it Estinian? It's just no. Come on. Okay. Slightly disappointing, but okay. You should have been done, sir. Okay. My apologies for delay. For the delay. Think nothing of it. We took advantage of the time to catch up. So what can we do for you? Hopefully present company is enough for whatever it is you need. No, I need a Estinian. Very on Jay, Thancred. I didn't need to twins and a small person. The matter for which I have you pertains to Alexandria. A state funeral will soon be held in Solution 9 to mourn the passing of Queen's Fiend. King Gulu Ja and his administration have invited us to attend. Oh, that's depressing, but okay. While certain issues remain between our nations, such as the treatment of Yasulani, I see no reason not to attend. For generations, Alexandrians lived without even the awareness of death. I wouldn't have expected them to have a funeral rites still. To have funeral rites. Apparently, the members of Oblivion unearthed records of ceremonies that were conducted in the Alexandria of old. It was they who put forth the proposal that the Queen be thus honored. Oblivion? The members of Oblivion. I forget who those are. Leave it to that lot to think of such things. The people of Alexandria no longer forget the departed. They're being confronted with the idea of death for the first time. I suspect our friends want to do something for them. Josephine was but a simulacrum. She was nonetheless a pillar for her people. Pain of her passing must run deep. Yeah, probably. I can't deny that. Indeed, a funeral will give Alexandrians the chance to come together to express their grief, that they might overcome. I wasn't sure at first, but I've decided to go, not only to be there for Gulu Ja, but to put this chapter behind us. That's what you think. That I requested your presence was none other than to see if you wish to attend the funeral. You knew Sweeney as well, after all. Yeah, we killed her. That would be inappropriate. We killed her. Because of your role in her demise, I take it. But we had no choice. We had to stop her from killing countless innocents. Yeah, I don't regret it, but I mean, it's like, if people want to mourn her, it's not good to have to. I won't force you to attend the funeral, but if it makes you feel uncomfortable. But while I represent Tulula in an official capacity, I like if you could be there to watch over everything. You forced my hand. I feel the rest of us should go too, since we all took a part in killing her. Regardless of the reason, the fact remains that we deprived Alexandria of a beloved ruler. It's only right that we remember who Sphene was, to her people and to others, so let us stand with you. I'll be standing far away. Events aside, let's head to Solution 9 and look for Gulu Ja in the back room. In the back rooms? Oy, oy, oy. Zop. The Solution 9 as opposed to Solution 8 and 10. Oh. Neilstein. Time to go crash a funeral. Get to the back room. Get into that freaky shit. Ah, you came for the funeral. Oh, Julie! Of course, I'm the only one who will officially take part, though the others will watch over the proceedings. So how have you been? It's been a while since my last visit. I'm good. Shale is always teaching me new things. Recently, I've learned about Everkeep's systems and the mechanical soldiers. It's knowledge I'll need to use my authority properly. Studious as always, I see. Beware by way of a treat. I brought you gâteau au chocolat. Chocolat. It's a kind of cake. A chocolate cake. I think you'll like it. Thank you, Lamati, and thank you for coming. I've never been to a funeral before, so I feel less nervous having you here. Is it fun? Our funeral's fun. Out of curiosity, what's the custom in Alexandria? In our world, it's common to offer flowers to the departed. It's much the same here according to the records. Flowers will be distributed to all attendees, as well as bits and pieces of Sphene. Like, they have just, like, this really weird barbaric custom. Yeah, we chop up little bits and pieces and give them to everyone. Considering that all the worlds used to be one, the practice of offering may well share the same ancient origin. Fascinating, wouldn't you say? Did you... And I don't need that. Go away. The flowers are being handed out at Praxis Park. I'm thinking of heading over there now. We'll join you. There's a man I would like to speak with, Gosan. He was apparently Sphene's aide, and the one who sent us the invitation. Come on, let's go. No, are they gonna fucking share this technology for the rest of the world? And, oh, wait, what? Oh. Why did I go over here? Fuck. Damn it! What you doing, dude? It's here. I forget to, like, animate that. They didn't think to, like... like, give this person, like, a little dialogue or a speech bubble or something. What's up, guys? Really good. I have, like, a... Why, you're the bitch that killed our queen! I'm Val Wuklamot of Tulula. Thank you for extending us an invitation to Queen Sphene's funeral. We are honored, truly. He plans to secretly kill us. I had seen you before from a distance, but never had the pleasure. I am Gassan, former chief aide to the Queen since her passing. I have been responsible for administering affairs of state. Can we go get our flowers here? Yes, Your Majesty. The flowers are being handed out at the counter yonder. I had a pretty big meal. The flowers are being handed out at the counter yonder, alongside the regulator. What? We need to wear regulators for the funeral? Ah, rest assured, they are not the requirements. We're aware that you people do not use them. You see, people on the Alexandria of old wore tokens of mourning upon their persons when attending funerals. As such, tokens were black. It was suggested that we might wear regulators painted the same color. We've yet to produce enough for everyone, but we're distributing them as we are able. What's that? Can you read that? It's right over here in the corner. It's just the writing on the wall. Some fucking shit is gonna happen, and it's like it's gonna involve these, and everyone's gonna. It's just writing on the wall. You see it? It's right over here. You see it right here. I see. Yet, regulator or no, the important thing is that we remember Queen Sphene. Remember her and her kindness as you make an offering of your flower. Okay. Here's what's gonna happen. Granted, I got a little bit spoiled it for me, but all the memories of everyone for Queen Sphene is going to combine itself via these regulators and form Queen Sphene again. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, regulator or no, the important thing I will. Proceedings will soon begin in this plaza. Please take your place once you have your flower. Yeah, voice acting. We murdered her.
Although we are gathered here for the same reason, we hail from different lands. Some were born and raised in the Alexandria of old, while others came to us from Tuliolal. It was from this union of diverse peoples that a new Alexandria was born. The only home that our younger generation knows.
Yeah.
How did we overcome the barriers between us? What moved us to join hands in common purpose beneath crackling skies? You know the answer. We survived. We thrived because Queen Sphene brought us together.
You psychotic.
Inspired and encouraged by her boundless kindness, we strove to be better.
She wasn't really psychotic, I'm just saying that. I mean, she was getting there.
And in Her Majesty's absence, there is a sadness beyond words. Yet we will remember her. Remember all the good that she has done for us. So let us pray, as the people of the Old Kingdom once did, for the peaceful repose of the departed.
I'm trying to see.
And let us
Beyond
keep
this,
our beloved
beyond the
home forever in our hearts.
initial 3 rows,
Memory
they're
might
like
guide
repeating
us unto the morrow.
this person, this person, this person, this person. They're repeating NPC colors.
Would that I could find solace in my own words.
I don't see why they couldn't just like put a randomizer in and just have every NPC different. I mean, would that cost like too much CPU or too much processing, or I don't know. Color palette difference, really. Still want. I want to know. I want to know who in the right mind want to fuck Gulu Jaja. I don't know. That just came into my mind right now. Who is Gulu Ja's mother?
Was Queen Sphene taken to the cloud?
Nope. That shit's gone.
She must have been. To still remember her is strange, isn't it, darling?
I miss her. She would always cheer me up when I... But even though I remember her, I'll never see her again. That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
It seems that's what it means to die, I'm afraid.
But what will happen to us? Are we just going to be sad forever?
Nope. Not even if you really, really want to. Honestly. You might be depressed, I guess, but not like mourning sad.
We owe to Queen Sphene. How are we to go on without her?
I still
That's
remember
something
her
you have to
majesty so
fear.
clearly. If only I didn't, I might feel better about the future of our realm.
Why? You would have something absent from your...
Perhaps we should also consider moving to Tuliolo. The journey won't be easy, but it'd be better than staying here in uncertainty.
What are you doing, Uklamat? What are you doing?
In times like these, I take comfort in the beliefs of a Turali people called the Yokui. To them, death isn't the end. So long as we're remembered, we never truly die. It could be the same for Queen Sphene, you know? If you keep her alive in your hearts, she'll always be with you.
But we still won't be able to see her, right? I don't want to think about that.
Tough shit.
I wish I could just forget instead of having to feel like this.
This is just one of your growing pains, kid.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to impose. Please, mourn your queen however you see fit. As expected, they struggle to come to terms with their loss. I hope they can find a way to move forward.
It's not only grief that weighs on them, but worry for the future. Bereft of their queen, how will they proceed?
That's just part of mourning.
But with that at least, we're not powerless to help.
I mean, that's everyone's question
What is it, Gulu?
when they lose someone. How will I go
I was
on without
wondering,
a person?
is it better to remember or forget someone when they're dead? I remember my father, and every time I think of him, it hurts. It's the same with Queen Sphene. Knowing that she's gone makes me feel sad.
They make you a better person.
But it's different with my mother. I never knew her, so I don't feel as bad.
Who fucked a
I want to
lizard?
remember my father, but maybe I'd be better off forgetting him.
No. No, you're not.
Guluja.
Talk like that.
Why don't we continue this somewhere else?
Yeah, it's getting way too depressing for our funeral. There are way too few flowers on it. Oh, here it comes, here it comes. Not yet. Not yet. They're not doing it yet. They will. But not yet. Hello, hey, Gulu John, do you really know nothing? Oh, whoops. The Shales searched the system for information on residents, but the only mammal jaw she found listed were my father and me. Even if she died and was erased from people's memories, she should have been there, but she wasn't. Well, that you're here means she was here too, inside the dome. There can't be any other way about it. Can interspecies mingle? Maybe Sphene really want to seal the deal, you know. Do you want to know your mother? I think so, even if it makes me feel sad. I want to know her. There you go. So I want to try looking again, and if I don't find anything this time, I'll give up. I see. Well, that's what you want. Don't come crying to me when she turns out to be a drunk, drug addict, hates you. Can you imagine? Like this game taking that dark of a real turn? Getting a little too real here. Then I'll help you. I like to help as well, and I believe I speak for the others too. But I can't bother you with this. You already... Whoa. Darkness envelops the land. Already came for the funeral. We came here not only for the funeral, but to see whether all was well in Alexandria. We're not about to leave just yet. I'm curious. I want to know your mother, Gulu. I'm doing this. I want to see who fucked your psychotic, egotistical pile of shit of a dad. And why. Besides, in seeking to learn about your mother, we're bound to learn about your father as well. By retracing the steps of this man who kept his own counsel, we may gain knowledge that can serve the people of Alexandria. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. Search it. Assuming neither memories nor records of Gulu Jaw's mother remain, we must cast as wide a net as possible. I suggest we split into groups. Rasmus, if you can make inquiries outside in the outskirts, please talk to these 3 NPCs. The rest of us will do the same in Solution 9. Outskirts. Sorry, but I've never heard of a Mammal Jaw woman living in parts, much less one connected to Zoraljah. You might have better luck talking to the people over at Tanawata settlement to the north of Everkeep, in a place called Uwagata. The Brazilian son won their loyalty when he saved them from some crisis or another. Or so the story goes. If I remember correctly, their chief's name was Analoka. That's how you use the Ariana somehow learned that Zoraljah wasn't as psychopathic as he was, or they're gonna try and redeem him somehow from I mean, make no mistake, he fucking sent robotic soldiers on his own people, if memory serves me correctly. You were looking for a Mammal Jaw woman? Yeah, I'm into some weird taste, don't judge. Oh, Gulu Jaw's mother. I can't help you there, I'm afraid. I only know a little about Zoraljah, and then only what my father told me. He said that before the dome cut off from the outside world, a Tyron's Vidral had appeared and was terrorizing the region. In response, Zoraljah assembled a party of warriors and with them confronted and felled the beast. It was interesting to hear of the king's feat in the past. Don't try and redeem Zoraljah. Don't. Don't. A Mammal Jaw woman? Their people have never been a common sight around here. Why, the last time I saw one would have been before the dome came down over our heads. She was among an entourage of Landsguard that was dispatched here. I assume they all returned to Tulula after their mission. But if any remained, I suppose they could have been trapped in here with the rest of us. All the way back there. I don't want to go all the way back there. Why couldn't we have exchanged this through Link Pearl? The story only uses Link Pearl when it suits them. When they don't want the... How do Link Pearls even work? It's just... we don't have to meet all the time. Guluja has told me all. We previously tried to track down records of his mother, but came up empty-handed. With everyone's help, hopefully we can get somewhere this time. Ah, so you spoke with quite a few different people as well. Let's combine our findings and see what conclusions we might draw. So Zaraja brought a retinue of Landsguard to Yasulunlani, among whom was a female Mamoja. His mission was to rid the region of a Tural Vidral, and I believe it's safe to say that that was the crisis in Yuata he resolved. If some of his troops stuck around for a time, perhaps to assist the villagers with recovery efforts, then they could have indeed gotten trapped in the dome. We also have heard stories about the settlement in Yuawata. People lived there until nearly a decade ago, and Zaran Shah made regular visits. If he required secrecy, a location home to his most loyal followers would be ideal. And if this Mamoja woman had remained there, they would have had occasion to come in contact. I see, but what could Zaral Jah have been doing in that village? It certainly couldn't have been checking on his, soon-to-be-born child for this woman. He hardly cared for anyone, let's be honest. I think we can answer that question. He wants that mammal job pussy, you know what I'm saying? This is... Zaral Jah has a side chick. Well, a main chick, but just a fuck buddy. It was a fuck buddy. In order to retrace Zaral Jah's steps, Raha and I spoke with a researcher who worked at Origenics. He said that approximately 20 years ago, a number of his colleagues were transferred to a research facility outside Everkeep, per the king's direct order. This is the first I've heard of such a facility. Only Vanguard was believed to have been under the king's jurisdiction. It was apparently being used to develop a new kind of weapon, but I'm afraid that was all we could learn. It's plenty to go on, even if the work there was classified. Any materials and equipment needed would have been manufactured within Everkeep. So if we look into transportation records, there it is. The routes are full of detours and attempts at obfuscations, but large deliveries were being made to Uawata, far too large for a mere village. There hasn't been any activity for years, though. It's likely the facility has been decommissioned. Yeah. Prediction time. This is how it's going to be. Zaral Jah was trying to, I don't know, make a clone of himself, or something of that nature, and it somehow made Gulu Jaw, and like this is like a research facility for that sort of thing. I don't know. Something of that nature. Do you think that's where my mother was? Sure. We can't say for certain just yet, but I reckon there's a good chance. This is amazing! Even though no one remembers her, you managed to figure all of this out. Each piece of the puzzle may reveal little on its own, but when we put several together, a picture begins to form. And even should memories fade, footprints remain to mark the path of those who walked before. A lesson I learned in another life. So we'll be investigating the secret facility in Uwawata. And this time I want you to come along. Well, it'll be dangerous. You might even get killed. But you're gonna be king someday, so it's... so, consider it experience. Uwawata is on the other side of the lake. To get there, you'll need to take hover cargo from the drift deck. Alright, thank you, Shayla. I gotta go over here. Just fly over there. You know, of all the forms they could have chose for like Alexandria, there's such a contrast from the outside and the inside. Like, how does that not look evil? So the hover cargo will take us across the lake. I've never been over there before. It's still inside the dome, so I don't expect it'll be too far from here. We'll likely encounter dangerous beasts, so the rest of us will go first. You will follow when it's safe to do so, alright? Alright, be careful, everyone. It's just, I mean, shit. That just fucking screams like evil lair. And like the edges on this, you know, structure, like so different from like the pristine like buildings on the inside. This looks archaic. So I mean, it looks cool, but it's like we were trying to. I mean, maybe they wanted that contrast. Like, oh, this is maybe like once you see it from the outside, oh, this is bad, and it's like then you get inside, oh wow, this is a really pleasant experience. Like, I totally misjudged this. Maybe they wanted that. I don't know. Other players, please. I can't stand some of these. I don't want to party with Wook Lamont. Can we go up here? Alright. Single Nastron. Here we go. It's, don't. Why'd they have to change it? I don't understand. Why'd they have to just change that? And then we also have the obligatory high first time and my item level. 704. What's the item level for this? Why? Just why the single Nastron? Felt so much more fun. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm assuming nothing's probably changed in the fucking dungeon structure. One can hope that someday they'll make some change to the structure. I mean, it's just... I don't know. It's like... kill a bunch of mobs, go to a boss, and the bosses are the only interesting part of really the dungeon for the most part, or the uniqueness of the dungeon. Just I don't feel like there's any difference between one mob and to the next. Really wish there were. Oh, fucking... Jesus Christ. Zoop. Fuck. AoEs, lots of AoEs. Use some healing. Or just from the ground. Was I don't understand. Already. Are we getting rid of these? We're getting rid of these, right? No, get away! Get fuck, dude! Out of practice with my rotation. I'll say that. Where are we at? 705. I have 710. I don't need that. I think we're actually gonna see Zoralja's more heinous crimes. Crimes against humanity. Make him more irredeemable than he already was. Like, I was thinking for a moment. I wonder, like, who is more heinous and irredeemable? Zoralja or Xenos Yegalve? Like, I mean, let's think about that for a moment. Xenos probably committed a lot of war crimes in in Stormblood. During that, I don't know. He, I think he. Did he like support the Black Rose project? I forget. And he kind of led his nation to ruin. But at that point, it was more of indifference rather than like just malevolence. He never cared. Garlemald or anything. He just wanted a big fight with us. And he did because fuck me. Or helped cause is the end times, I call it. I forget what they actually call it in game, but that was more of. Fuck. I keep forgetting names. That was more of the other guy. That was his plan, and he was like, and Xenos Yeagal was like, fuck it, sure, sounds cool. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm so dead. The commands have res. Open. Oh wow, getting kind of fucked on this one. Let's. I want to think about. I really want to think about this for a while. Like, I'm trying to remember everything Xeno did. And keep in mind, Xeno's kind of helped out in the end. He kind of helped step up the end of the universe. That's. I don't know, it kind of counts for something. But I'm trying to think, like, who did more heinous? Like, it's just I'm trying to remember, like, how the process of going to the moon and Garlemald worked out for, like, the civilians. I don't know. Focus. Focus. Yeah. Yeah, fucking Zeraja fired on, like, committed war crimes in Tululaw. He killed innocent civilians. He fired upon his own people for reasons I can't. Damn it. Fuck. God damn it. So. Who fucking likes misdirection mechanics? I, oh god. Oof. Not sure. Raise him for. Kill me. Thank you. But I don't know. And if this turns out like, oh, Zeralja was fucking experimenting on this people and doing weird experiments and shit like that, I think that just adds on to, like, I think Zeralja is the worst. Not the worst. I mean, M itself was probably the most heinous or irredeemable out of all the villains and antagonists in the storyline. I mean, he's fucking destroyed worlds, so destroyed entire civilization. And people still I mean, I still like him itself. I liked him before he became. I liked him in Endwalker, where we saw him for who he was as a normal person before he committed those acts. I mean, his personality was more interesting and more likable, despite his, actions. Unlike Zeralja, he was just an asshole all around. Fuck, even Xenos was more likable. Something's wrong, you think? Oh. They didn't destroy that, Vidral thing, that big monster. They probably contained it and experimented on it, probably. That felt like a really short. Oh, it's tiny. It's your mom, Kulo-ja. Don't you see the resemblance? Got nothing to say? Look at Arena. That is front. Do you like a jackrabbit, kind of? Or what's supposed to be a jackrabbit, and then not a real thing, but this is like Ruby weapon. Yeah, I didn't pay attention to that. Ooh. Oh. Cool. Oop. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. No! No! Ow. Oh god. Oh. Don't need dark. Yeah, it's Donnie Darko, I guess. Big up, John. You good? You good? You can start now. Oh, okay. Oh god. Eh, Her tank isn't really that great, I must say. I mean, I fucked up that. Get out of there. I fucked up that one mechanic one time. Oh god. Woo! Where the fuck is our... Oh my god. Dude, restart, please. Restart. If it was like 10%, I'd say fucking go for it, but this is... Restart, please. Restart. Okay, God. Okay. One more time. The third time's the charm, right? Right. I have no idea which order I should really be doing these off-global cooldowns. There's always bigger gap. Oh, fuck. I don't know why I did that. Oh shit, I think here? Yeah. Yeah. Either way. Another raid wine? Okay, I'm gonna do a limit. Okay, never mind. Sure, fuck. Just do a limit break. Oh my god. Wait, how did you die from that? Bow in a while. Just trying to concentrate. Not like it's yeah. Not like it was that difficult. That boss is ass. I liked that boss. What does that look like? Okay, cool. Not dieable. I don't want it. Also, I'm quoting from that boss is ass. Let him out. I mean, I kind of liked it. However, one thing, it's still breathing. Also, I didn't like how it kind of repeated itself after like the hole in the ground thing. I wish it did a couple, maybe more mechanics that might have been interesting. Whee! Until they bed. Yeah, it was okay. I mean, the first time the whole gaping the ground happened, that was pretty cool. But after like subsequent tries, it was it was all right.
beast. He only imprisoned it, like Valley Armanda.
Yeah, like your dad, who you look up to so much.
From what I could tell, they sought to transfer people's souls and memories into bestial vessels at that facility. The Tural Vidral explains the need for a remote location. It was doubtless their prime subject. Though I expect Zaralja did not foresee the opportunities it presented when he imprisoned the creature.
Oh, it's the echo. It's our exposition.
And so, in order to prevent the breakdown of the individual, I instead seek to transfer their soul into the body of the beast. This would allow one to wield the power of a Tural Vidral. In theory, our initial experiments will involve lesser creatures. But in time, I am confident we will be able to bring even the mightiest under our control. And what becomes of those who offer their souls?
Who
They
cares?
won't be able to return to their original forms. We must consider them lost. But the sacrifice will be worthwhile, for the army you stand to gain will far surpass any composed of mechanical soldiers.
Wow, it's just more power. That's what it was all along.
Well, recruit volunteers and begin at once.
He just does not give a shit.
Your Majesty, I shall return to the observatory and see to
They
the
even
necessary
try.
preparations.
Oh, oh. Here's the wife, probably.
So, you've given him permission?
Teshalja, you will assist Kaniloka. As one of the Land's Guard's finest chirurgeons, your knowledge may be of use in his experiments. You will also watch him closely. In what you learn, you will report to me. You object to his project, or are you incapable of performing this duty?
No, Your Majesty. Whether we shelter within the dome or expand beyond it, we require great power. But with no one to rely upon, we must take that power for ourselves, even if the means are questionable. I will do as you command. But if Kaniloka's work bears fruit, I wish to beg a boon.
Ooh. Put a baby in me.
What do you desire?
Something that I had accepted I would never have in Tuliyollal. That I believed would forever be beyond me. That it was foolish to covet. But here and now, it is close. So very, very close.
How do you love this man? How do you like?
Perform your duty to my satisfaction, and anything you desire is yours. That which I seek does not lie within this dome. Here, I cannot prove the miracle. But if what you seek is at hand, then you may claim it. for it has no value to me.
Surely you could do so much better. Uh-uh.
Are you all right?
I just witnessed a girl make the worst decision of her life.
Teishelja. Could she be my mother?
Like the people in the outskirts said, few Mamulja lived in the Yasulani. I can't imagine many other Ubiko women were trapped in the dome. That being the case, she could well be the one.
This observatory Kanaloka returned to, could it not be part of the research facility? We might learn something about Teishelja there.
That's where we're going next then.
I wish I could see into the past like you. Then I could see people who are gone. Because there aren't any other Mamoja women here. For a long time, I couldn't even imagine what my mother looked like. But when I visited Tulula and saw some, I was finally able to picture her in my mind. And one day, I hope I can see what she actually looked like as well. Don't you get your hopes up. I have a sneaking suspicion that his mother is going to be just has as many ulterior motives or question ulterior motives as Zeralja. Ugh. While we've discerned the purpose of the research conducted here, the traces of it that remain might afford us greater insight into what came of it. Let us take a look around for information as well as a way to the upper level. I'm getting a little tired. Let's recap all Raulja's crimes. Probably some weird shit before the tournament. I forget. All I can remember is attacking Tululal, killing civilians, killing his own civilians, now experimenting on his own civilians and destroying their souls, basically. Which I assume possibly that means they can't go back to the soul stream. What happened to the people here? Did they all leave, or did we already meet them? I think we already met. What shit smeared on it all. Here, their souls. You really think there were numerous volunteers for that. Really? Really? We have no way to get past this gate. Of all of our power, black magic, red magic, dragoon strength, we can't get past that gate. Nope, nope. We've killed gods, but the gate. That's it. We're screwed. Oh, mangled corpse. Oh, cool. I was transferring. I don't feel like reading it. I'm sorry. Oh. I don't want to talk to Clement. Yes. I mean, okay. If you're gonna do like soul transfer experiments, wouldn't you want to do that maybe on like animals first, animal to animal, then I mean, we're already getting questionably unethical with animal experiments, but animal, then animal to withdrawal, and then maybe you could find someone with maybe like a terminal illness and ask and say, hey, we're doing this very risky experiment, and but they found volunteers. I don't and the verification key. All right. All right, I'll call the others. Seems the key can be used to operate the lift as well. Okay, I keep forgetting. So this is the observatory. I didn't expect it to be similar, but this is a far cry from the temple that held Valgamanda. All the machinery appears to be still be in operation. I expect there are auxiliary systems in place to ensure that monitoring can continue even in emergencies. The warnings indicate various anomalies related to the seal's failure. Most likely, for a blessing, we managed to fell the beast before it could cause harm. Right then, let's see if we can find some clues about Gulu Jaw's mother. I think I can use this terminal. Shale taught me how. Careful, Gulu Jaw. People about Gulu Jaw. Hacker man. There's so much data. I don't know what we should look at. Perhaps we can narrow down the search by inputting the name Tishal Jah. I brought up a lot of results. They all seem to say the same thing. Shilja, Administrator of Experimental Treatments Research Logs. It sounds good, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. It's probably not good. Chances are the data is encrypted, and even if not, it will take considerable time to go through it all. And let's take it with us to the back room and have Shale analyze. Agreed. Alright, I'll transfer it to this storage device I brought. Virus detected. There, it's finished. Thank you so much for bringing me all the way here. If you're happy, then so am I. Besides, I was able to learn more about my brother as well. It was a fruitful adventure for the both of us. Yes, you learned how he continues to disappoint you. Or how the more war crimes and he commits. Here we are. The authorities will doubtless wish to be informed about the facility and content. But first things first, let us deliver the data to Shale. Welcome back. Gulu Jaw has already given me the storage. Oh. There looks to be a wealth of data, all of which is encrypted, so I'll need time to process everything. In that case, Alexander might take ourselves around the city and check on the people. The mood has us a bit worried. I don't know if there's anything we can do to help, but we'll see. Understood. I'll let you know as soon as I've finished my work. Thank you. We'll see you again soon. So, we're finishing the 7.1 MSQ. Not super into it as of right now. Must say. Onward. Continuing on. Alize isn't wrong. The mood out there is still grim. Some of the Tirali remember a time before they were dependent on the soul system. But even they're unsettled and wondering aloud if they'll have the chance to reunite with old friends and family before they pass on. With good reason, too. The journey home won't be easy. Won't be an easy one for those who've grown old. That's why it's mostly been younger folk who've been leaving for Thrall, ones with no elders to go for. Okay. Word of that problem has reached us into Leola. My brother is doing all he can to see the Jacques Toral Railroad restored to operation so that people may come and go more freely. Unfortunately, the tracks only go as far as Vanguard, so some traveling by foot will still be. Even so, the railroad would make things a sight easier. How long before it's back in service? I couldn't say. When I left for a visit, Koana seemed reluctant to make promises. But while Shale's working on the data, we could go and see the state of it for ourselves. Really don't care. To Shaloni Station, then. I'll make sure to keep Koana informed. You gotta pad out the runtime of this patch, I guess. Of this quest line. See, this whole area in the Dawn Trail expansion, I mean, I guess it's kind of cool to see like a Western themed area, but it just felt like total like detour from the actual MSQ or something. We're just completely sidetracked. Vow of Resolve and Rasmus Arkwright to boot. What can I do for you? We're hoping for some good news about the railroad. There's an increasing number of people looking to return to Thrall that can't make the journey on foot. I see. As it happens, the Vow of Reason is also on his way here to take stock of the situation. Okay. Question. I understand, like, they want to make this whole thing where, I'm kind of, the people in Alexandria are having this, like, existential crisis of, like, their soul. But how is going to Thrall going to fix that or help them? I mean, I guess they're, like, they are worried about, like, their future of their nation, but they still have a lot of advantages compared to the rest of the world, probably, in terms of technology. And plus, it's not like they're totally without leadership. I mean, the person that was the aide to Queen Sphene is, like, running things with Guilu Jaya, kind of making probably minor decisions here and there. But I don't see why, like, seems like very spur of the moment if you really think about it. Scratch on his way. Oh, it's Koana. He's here. Oh, what great timing. And I forget. Yeah, Aaronville. As the guild ship has officially approved my transition from gleaner to independent contractor, I was in need of more befitting attire. I'm not really a fan, I would say. I think your previous attire was more fitting. Maybe that's just me saying it because I got used to it. I don't know. It seemed like this feels a bit more too casual for Aaronville. in his, like, demeanor or personality-wise. You hear about the railroad, too? It was in part for my sake that the original Dawn Blazer was sacrificed, so I felt it only right that I assist with its replacement. Speaking of which, I assume Lomati has explained the growing urgency of the need. What have you to report? The new locomotive was on track for completion, but we're having difficulty pulling her into the station. I'm thinking. You see, when we used the Dawn Blazer to get into the dome, urgency outweighed all the other considerations, but now we're back to our original problem. How to run the railroad without upsetting the inhabitants of Mewa Haistorn. Those people. That is the Ronique. Through Hitsaro. Oops. The solution I've devised to quieten the railroad should address the complaint. But a silent train presents a different danger. The Ronique will need to be deterred from wandering across the track. I suppose we can't just blow the whistle at them, or they'll panic and be put off their grazing. Do you know how many, like, other world countries have that problem and they just don't fucking care? Like, if you see a cow on the train tracks, you whistle at them, but ultimately it's the cow's fault. I mean, what do you want? Weren't the rail routes plotted to avoid the Ronique's preferred grazing areas, though? It's odd that they're getting so close in the first place. The Ronique's grazing patterns have shifted since the tracks were laid. I'm not certain why, but I intend to ask the people of Mewatsuan for their insight. As major proponent of the railroad, I have a duty to assist in this matter, and I would hear what the Horatsu would have to say about it. They are the ones most affected. Yeah, you should listen to them, but it's not like... What are you going to do if they just flat out say no? You're going to stop your whole operation? I wouldn't think so. Just saying. I believe it would be best by consulting their leader, Huato. The rest of you can accompany us to the Huato encampment if you like. Ay. We fly. I mean, I could teleport, but I don't feel like teleport. See, this is the end of the railroad. The railroad goes directly into that tunnel, and you're telling me why not? The animals here are, running on the side of the tracks, or too many. I don't fucking know. Just build a goddamn fence. It's not even that long. I mean, you wouldn't even need that much fence. If you're really worried about it. It seems like a fucking simple solution. And even if one, maybe. Furthermore, this would only be more of a problem for those coming back. For those leaving the station, you can obviously see like maybe a herd like coming onto the tracks right here, and then you can maybe like have someone come out, like get rid of the herd or something like that. It's only when they're coming back that, I don't know, would be a problem, because you wouldn't see them coming this way, or I don't know. I don't know, man. I just who am I? Who am I to question the writers, or oh, it's over here. Vow of resolve, vow of reason. I bid you welcome to our camp. But what brings you all the way to Metoatsonen? We want to run the train again. I thank you for seeing us. Our visits concern the matter of Jacques Tarot Railroad. You too have noted the unexpected change in behavior. My son's Hito has been looking into this matter. Shepetto? Normally, we expect the Ronique to keep to their favored grounds nearby for a while, yet, and despite a thorough search, we haven't found anything wrong with the quantity or quality of the grazing and not gonna try. And Yawatanene. Yet they refuse to us to where they usually would, instead pushing westward toward your railroad. I certainly see no cause for this unseasonal migration. Nevertheless, should they continue to move west, we will follow. So, okay. Which way is west? I mean, so you don't care about the railroad, eh? If you're just gonna follow them, can we just not worry about? As any true Hitsara would, I suppose. As you may have surmised, I am Hitsara descent. My parents traveled with the Ronique as well, though I myself have no memory of the experience. I was left behind as a babe. You see, during such a migration, one of many sacrifices necessitated by a nomadic lifestyle, I am forced to assume. A chance encounter with the kind fellow merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me his trade, that I might fend for myself. I became a stall keeper in Tuliola's markets, and that is where the Dawn Servant found it. Okay, so I'm guessing this is why they wanted this sort of part of the story. So we can have more of this backstory to Quana. Because, I mean, who gives a shit about the railroad? If I'm being completely honest. I had already been in the palace some time when Lamati came to join us. Like me, she had been cast aside by her parents. I knew the pain of solitude and wanted to spare her that suffering. As this tiny child's new brother, I swore I would always be there for her. Truly, I have never heard of the Roanic choosing a path so arduous as to force such a terrible decision, nor of any Hitsuro willingly leaving their own flesh and blood behind. There must have been some exceptional circumstances, or they just did not. I cannot say. The idea of following in their footsteps that I might better make excuses for their actions never much appealed to me, as it should not. Who cares? They left you. You have a new life now. Even if it might help you better understand the Roanoke's current behavior. As is so often the case, you are correct. I mean, if you really want to know, I guess, why your parents would make such a decision, but like, what would that do for you? How would that change you? Really? Like, would that really make you want to pursue a different life than you already have? It's just like they abandoned you. Does it really matter the circumstances when you have like a new life and especially new responsibilities as a ruler? I mean, though my discomfort with the Hisaro way may arise from fear of reopening old wounds rather than blind fervor for innovation, it would nevertheless see me repeat past mistakes. And to refuse to learn one of our country's treasured traditions would make the poor dancer indeed. That's a fair assessment. However, you just don't do it because you want to learn about your parents. Please teach me of the Roanic and what they mean to you. I promise to listen with an open mind. We would be delighted. In the meantime, your companions are welcome to look around. Please, oh God, I do not want to sit around for this. Will you learn the solid culture? No, I should like to approach this with the fervent curiosity that you and my sister share, but it would be useful to know whether I am doing it correctly. This is not my responsibility. This is your responsibility to learn this. I don't care. I mean, I don't feel like sitting through this. I'm sorry. Then it's settled. You'll learn more of the Roanic and we'll have a look around the plains, and perhaps in the process we'll find the answers we seek. It's just... The quickest way to learn about our way of life is to do as we do. I hope you're not above manual labor. I am not the most experienced, I'm ashamed to admit it, but I shall put forth every effort. That's all we ask. Take these tools. See, I just... I don't really care. Now introduce yourself to anyone who looks busy and ask if you can help. They'll be happy to teach you what to do in exchange for another pair of hands to do it. Let's meet back here to share what we've learned. See, I just don't care for this, like, expedition position. Like, I liked more learning about Ulu Jaw's past, what the implications may be. I don't... that to me is like more of an interesting story than this. And on top of that, how Gulu Jal will react if he knows the truth. I don't know. It's just, again, like, it's a common thing for this with this region. Seems like we feel like we've sidetracked from the main story a bit. This won't do. The wind will go right through it. And me without my needle and sinew. Mending it. Here you go. Oh, these are precisely what I needed. I should be able to patch up the covering now. Given how often we pack up and reassemble our tents, they're bound to get the occasional tear. Fortunately, the Ronique hide they're made of is durable, enough that we generally need to worry. You're learning about the Haratsu way of life, are you? I may have a thing or two to share, but rather than talking your ear off, let me test your powers of deduction. I find myself much easier to recall later if I arrived at them myself, as do mostly everyone. Ahem. Our hetero provide us with something that we use in medicines, poultices and soap, to drive away pests and to sustain our fires. What is it? It's done. Again. It's done. It sounds like there's a story there, but that is indeed the correct answer. We've discovered myriad uses for Ronic chips over time, each a boon to our way of life. Where there's a need, our Hetso always provide. Why? Don't... This one's fur is a bit overgrown, but a good brushing should thin it out. Would you like to give it a try? You'll need the right tool for the job, mind you. A comb of the type you're used to would just get lost and tangle like as not. Why can't you do it? Why don't you have one? Isn't this your job? Geppetto sent a Ronic brush. Geppetto sent a Ronic brush with you, did he? I like him. Now just run it through one little patch at a time. Gently. Yeah, you did it. Good job. Well done. With less excess fur, our friend here will be more comfortable in the afternoon heat and less susceptible to illness. A combed coat also makes it easier for us to identify injuries should the need arise. Doing like the whole talk to 4 people, talk to these NPCs. I'm afraid I've finished with my task for the time being, but since you're so eager to learn about our way of life, why don't I tell you a bit about our migration customs? Oh. If you're here, you likely already know that the Ronic are Hetso, or our Hetso, our guides that we travel with through the turning of the seasons. We trust them to lead us to fertile lands with all we need to survive. But you may not know that sometimes the herd splits in two, bound for different paths on those occasions. We Hetzero must also part with half of our number. You may think it's a strange and stressful custom, but over the years it has seen us visit new lands and broaden our horizons as a people. This too is the wisdom of Hetzo. You see, all of this exposition, I don't like all the information he just gave me. I do not see that as immediate of immediate importance. Like, I mean, it would have been more suitable to have that information in, like, maybe blue or regular side quest line. Like, oh, here's like extra information if you're interested. It shouldn't, like, you don't need this for like the main story. Don't care. Don't care. You smell of the grass and the wind. You can smell wind. I mean, if wind picks up dust, you can smell dust, but you can't really smell wind. Whatever. Who fucking cares? Which is a good thing, I promise. You could nearly be mistaken for one of us. Or at least an adventurous Tanawata. I have to wonder how Val Kwana is getting on. I assumed he would be reluctant to get his hands dirty, but it seems his wish to understand us was sincere. And there he is now. And speak of the devil. Apologies for my tardiness. I was tasked with grazing the Ronique and ended up rather far afield. I found myself wandering hither and thither. My companion's inclination to force us back to the trail seemed inappropriate. But how was your own work? Have you anything to share? Yes, I feel the truth of this myself. While I was hesitant to leave my fate to the whims of the Hetzo, rather than tread man may pass, I arrived where I was meant to be all the same. Mine is not the only way, though at times I lack the experience to know otherwise. My inability to conceive of how a decision might be right does not mean that it is wrong. Wait, my inability to conceive of how a decision... My parents had a duty to the Ronique as they did to me, and so I wonder if their leaving me behind was not so selfish an act as I once believed. Okay. They put their custom over their own living child. Furthermore, duty to the Ronique, to an animal, versus their duty to a child. I mean, I question their values as parents. Like, I don't know, I have no way to know, of course, and regardless, this has no bearing on our present concerns. We are here in service of the people of Tyrol, after all. Nevertheless, I thank you for helping me find deeper meaning in what we've done today, and I will endeavor to remain curious, especially where Hetzo are concerned. Yeah, no, okay, he didn't nod his head. I'm glad to hear that, Valcon. You're welcome among our herd anytime. So about those train tracks. So about that railroad. Uh, let's just fucking buy it off the market board. I don't care. I don't need fancy schmancy food. Whoop. Goodbye. Don't need the warmth of family. I mean, I guess you can say, like, there's a running theme that they're trying to put, obviously in this patch of, I guess, memory. In terms of remembering your past, even though it might not be what you want or something like that. But just not executed in a way that's maybe fun for the player. Joanna, how did it go? I believe I finally understand the significance of the Hetzo. What? And what's that? They nourish the Hetzera as they grow and provide warmth and companionship in a harsh and unpredictable world. They are equal of any man, not beasts to be tamed. Again, I question the value and morality behind that statement. Are they equal enough for you to abandon your own child for them, or so valuable that you're willing to abandon your own child? Because that's what your parents basically did, as far as we know. Yeah, and by that idea that they chose the Hetzero over Koana, that does not mean that they are equal. That means that Ronik or Hetzo are more valuable than Koana. So they let them down. So, no, they are not of any man. Also, wait, hold on. When he says hetero, does he mean the, like, tribe, or the Roani, or the equal of any, like, I don't know. Too many nouns. Moreover, Roni are sensitive. Though we may treat their injuries or brush their coats, keep them hale, they must ever be free to follow the instinct and seek lands where they might thrive. The Hetzro would never cage them. Okay, yeah, when he talks about the Hetzro, and so when he talks about the Hetzro, he means the tribe, not the animals themselves, but that tribe follows the animals. And sorry, my phone vibrating. And okay, I'm just questioning, like, what are their values? Like, okay, did the parents leave Fauna so the tribe can prosper as a whole for some reason? But in that case, Fauna is sort of like the future of the tribe, basically. Like, I don't know, in a lot of civilizations, children are meant to be, like, cherished because they're a future of civilization. So, really, now I want, like, now I want to know why Juana's parents left him, so I can judge them based on their values. And possibly shitty values at that. We never cage them, and neither should we. To control their migratory patterns or capture those who wander too close to the tracks is out of the question. So then it is particularly important to advance our original line of inquiry. Fortunately, we were able to visit the Ronik's once favored grazing ground. As we were told, the grass looks fine, but the place is too quiet. It's not just the Ronik. Even the birds and field mice have fled. We did not encounter one pack of Keratoraptors, but they looked to be passing through in a hurry. Typically, that sort of behavior in the fauna would be associated with natural disasters, earthquakes, landslides, and the like. As though the Hetzro would have surely put two and two together. Were the cause geological? I measured the area's ether to be certain there was indeed nothing to suggest recent environmental disruption, but I did notice one anomaly. A strong etheric signature to the east, moving across the plain, albeit slowly. A large animal, perhaps. And a powerful one, like as not. A predator, given the local fauna's behavior. One of the raptors we saw looked like it had a bite taken out of its tail by something with very large fangs. It couldn't be. A Hetzel? Sorry. What? Ronique River in the common tongue. Our people have several names for such creatures. Fangs that steal Hetzo in the night is another evocative one. Roni can fend off many predators with their horns, but not the Turahetzo. The scales are tough as adamant, and neither horn nor arrow can pierce them. A well-toothed carnivore with an unusually tough hide. I cannot recall any such fauna in this region. They usually roam the wilds in the northeast, and most herds keep well clear of them. I can't tell you why this one is so far from home and its pack boasts. In any case, I believe the source of the Ronique's consternation is clear, as is our next move. We must drive this reaver away, that they might return to the grazing lands in peace. But isn't this upsetting? Also, when did Aaronville get that little charm on his back? Oh, because that's to represent his mother. Okay, that's I think that's a little nice. But I don't know, isn't this upsetting the natural ecosystem of the area? Like, who we need to play God in such a way, or I don't know, it's just determine the course of nature. Never fear, we will make certain that the beast threatens you no more. I mean, this is just the course of nature. There are predators, there are prey. Sorry. So, Ronique Reaver is a clear threat to the local population. We cannot allow it to roam unchecked. But it won't do for us to go running off in search of it without having made proper preparations. And if others returning from across the plain have spotted it, they may be able to inform us. Of its recent behavior, and there it may be found. Item level something. Are we really that high in item level? They're here!
Hetzo is coming this way!
What? What's with the surprised faces? We knew this was coming.
It has beasts across the plains in a panic, and our Ronek are practically paralyzed with fear. We must get them to safety.
We can assist by helping to calm the creatures. Once they're less agitated, it should be possible to hurt them.
So now they're treating like the Ronique is their herd. But they just said they shouldn't be tamed. It's like, I don't know, I'm just...
And after they're out of harm's way, we'll deal with the Ronek Reaver.
I suggest you remain here to attend to the Ronek when they arrive.
they'll be safe with me. Please,
Ooh.
be careful out there.
Make haste. We must protect the Ronek.
Don't worry, we're right behind you.
Just let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Zoop. What are these things? Oh no, they already got some. Oh no.
There they are.
They're terrified. We must do what we can to soothe them.
What do you want me to do? Anyway. Stroke it? I'll stroke you. Go, be free.
That herd should be all right. Let's look for stragglers. The Ronek are to rally too. None shall be left behind.
God, did they really have to play such, like, I don't know, epic music for something like this?
There must be something up ahead. Come.
I mean, we're just,
There.
I mean, we're pretty,
These are no match for the likes of us.
I mean, there's like, I don't feel like there's this, a lot of gravity to this situation. Like, I just don't particularly care about, crap, I messed that window.
More are coming.
Oh no. Fuck you up. What are you doing there, bro? You're just standing there. With your arms folded. Like, yeah. Alright. Cool. You guys do that. You guys do all that. Like, he's just chilling by a tree in the shade. Meanwhile, all this big music is playing, and it's like giant fucking alligator. Oh, what the fuck are you doing?
All or nothing then.
Doing? Stop. Yeah, you guys do all the work. Like, why even bring him if you can't? If you're not gonna have him, like, do anything mid-combat, at least.
It seems that did the trick.
Like, maybe he could try and soothe them while we're in combat or something like that. Because like he is an animal like expert, so I don't know. He just fucking could have done something. Where's the big one? Oh, look, cool. Okay.
Look there! We've got a big one coming!
Impenetrable scales and wicked fangs. That's a Rona Griever, and no mistake.
Oh no! One Ronique! Oh no! What shall we do?
There! That one there!
I mean, these are animals. Like, not. You really, 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 really. Oh my. Eh. Oh my god, what? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like,
Even should it cost me my life.
no, no.
I will save the Hetzel!
Put more value in your life, dude. Like, I mean, if it was like a person or like a kid, maybe, sure. But
Kona! Are you alright?
one animal.
Do not
I
consider
mean,
yourself
I just, are we gonna
neck to safety.
don't make me get into like a philosophical rant of like conscious and the value of life and consciousness and levels of, but it's like
Right! Let's finish the job!
it's one animal's life. I mean, furthermore,
I made a vow to our people. You
those
shall
tents
no longer.
were made from Ronique hide. That's what one of the headstones said. So I'm wondering, do they slaughter some of them? Or did that Ronique die of natural causes? Probably. Also, I kind of partially retract my statements about like the natural like order. Obviously, this creature seems to be one of a kind, and a predator that might hunt certain species to extinction, I would say. So maybe we're doing a good thing. I don't know. Let's just fucking kill it. You know, like we always do. We always kill the creature, and I'm doing no damage. Animant and scale. Protected by no.
Buy me some time to think, will you? It must have a weakness, and I will find it.
Oh no! Instead, watch out! For the lava.
Keep it busy. I need time.
Right! Go for the legs!
So, really think about it for a moment. Can you imagine the sheer loss or that Tulula would have if he sacrificed his life for an animal? Like, probably one of the smartest people in Tulula just gave his life for
Now we just have to keep it
an
paid.
animal. I don't know. It's just, it doesn't.
A protective current of ether. But whence does it flow?
Granted, do say Khan's the smartest person, but he's made some pretty dumb decisions through Dawntrail, I would say.
One well-placed piercing round to the chest, and
Where'd that come from? Where'd you pull that out of?
you're done for. That stemmed the flow of protective ether.
There's nothing stopping us now. Still not backing down, huh? Fine with me.
On me! Stack on me! Oh my god. Okay.
We must disperse that ether ere the river recovers it.
This is going to hurt.
Hey, you stole my damage up. Fucking annoying.
We did it. The Etso, are they? The Ronek have all made it to Mehua-Hetsuan. Hunters are scouring the area for any remaining threats, but the local fauna appear to have calmed down.
We cannot thank you enough for your timely aid. You, most of all, Bow of Reason. We feared you would be loath to take direct action, yet you didn't hesitate to put your life on the line for our Hetzo.
And you shouldn't. I mean, I don't mind him, like, fighting,
Did no more than
but
his own servant's duty.
no. Your duty as Dawn Servant is for the people of Tuliolao, not for some animal that's just part of the ecosystem. No. 100% disagree with that. You did that because of pride, maybe not pride, but also like surge of emotion that, you know, just gonna leave it at that. Gonna leave it at that. Just, you know, leave it at that. I just don't. I do not think, like, maybe you could have fought, but you shouldn't have been so reckless as to throw yourself in front of a animal. One animal. Half. I don't know. It's,
Ether resembling that of the predator the Ronek fear most. It might work. If we struck the right balance, we would have the means to deter the Ronek from approaching the railroad without causing them undue distress.
Incredible! Kona, you've done it again.
I must say, I was hoping I'd never have to see one of these again. Still haven't forgotten the last one, and it's been more than 20 years now. I had come as a trader to the camp in Lozenihetta, a camp that was obliterated in an instant by that monster. Lozenihetta. That's where the Pelu trader found me as a babe. Please, can you tell me what you saw? As I said, I had traveled there to trade with our fellow Hetzaro.
okay. Tell me how it happened. Tell me how they abandoned the.
Like us, they followed the Ronek. And like us, they were visited by a reaver. The fiend struck like a whirlwind in the night. It was chaos. I grabbed some token belongings and bolted in a panic, thinking only of getting as far away as possible. But even in my panicked state, I could not help but notice the young couple racing the other way, toward the fell creature. "We're distracted," I heard one cry. "Save our son! Save the Hetzo!" After that, nothing but the pounding of my heart and feet and Ronek thunder. I ran and ran, and as the sun broke the horizon, I found myself separated from both man and beast.
Okay, so
Windborne words say that a group of survivors reunited with their remaining Ronek and have long since moved on. But still more were never seen again, including the brave couple. Or so the story goes.
Okay, so
What became of their child?
they sacrificed
I'm afraid I
themselves?
don't know. But if he wasn't with the survivors, even if he lived through that night, the wilderness wouldn't have been kind to a little one out on his lonesome.
So his parents weren't the bad ones, really.
Maybe not.
I mean,
But perhaps a passing Pelu would. And one day, even a Dawn servant himself.
it was I guess, the rest of the tribe that didn't try to save the child. Or maybe look for the child afterward. After the chaos had subsided. And maybe the...
I've wasted so much time resenting them, when in truth, they gave me everything I have today. It is thanks to them that I live to know the warmth of family, even after they were gone.
And it all works out.
And now that I am done servant, all of Tuliyola is my family. A family I will always protect, as my parents protected me.
Okay. Can we go back to Gulu Jaw and know that the Hetso are safe is more than enough. Yet would it be wrong to hope that in protecting them, we also avenge my parents? It is the least I owe to them. You almost lost the life that your parents died to save. Would it be wrong that it is the least I owe to them after all this time? I mean, seriously, would you think that your parents would be okay with you throwing yourself in front of a rampaging animal and to die for another animal? Again, this is probably getting into the philosophical debate of, like, oh, how do we value consciousness? Or, what's the difference between, like, value in a human life versus an animal life? And I don't know. Yeah, I just think you should value human life more than animals. I don't know. I mean, granted, in the tribe's perspective, they see the Ronin as quote-unquote equal. But that's not for Qan's sake. Perspective. He's Dawn's servant. In the grand scheme of things, would he really say that Ronic lives are more important or equal to the lives of his people? Maybe I'm not understanding. Maybe I'm just way off the mark. Just bring it back to original storyline, please. I'm done with this little detour we've taken on. Rasmus, I thank you for standing by me, as Dawn's servant, and as the oft imperfect man beneath that mantle. Now, let us return our attentions to the matter we came to here to address, shall we? We have removed the root cause of the Ronique staying from their favored grazing, and obtained the tools to devise an additional precautionary measure, a silent whistle, as it were. What do you mean, silent whistle? This whistle must be capable of emitting pulses of ether strong enough that they will shy away from the tracks on instinct, yet no strong as to drive them into a panic. If we can achieve this, it will be a far sight better than a traditional whistle. More effective and less stressful for the creatures themselves. Okay. That's fine. Let us return to Shaloni Station and begin work on it. And while Lika and his crew will doubtless be relieved to finally have a solution. Wait, are we basing this sort of etheric resonance on what we've discovered from the creature? Because if the creature's etheric resonance drove them not into panic, but into paralyzing fear. I mean, there's... I mean, I guess there's some fine-tuning maybe you can do in terms of its potency, but right here. Yo, you look pleased about something. Good news for the railroad, I take it? So the Ronique were avoiding a predator. Smart ones they are, and no, I wouldn't say smart. I would say that's just natural instinct. You avoid predators, as do we all. Is that smart? I wouldn't think so. That's basically just common knowledge. And Valquana's not too bad himself. What with his whistle idea? Sit tight, we'll have this train on the tracks before you know it. Sit tight? Sure. Fine. Here we go! Choo choo, motherfucker!
She looks as good as new.
If I had time to do a proper job, could have really made her shine. Had to cobble together the exterior with spare parts. We refurbished the interior, though. Not that you can appreciate it from out here. But as far as the Ronek are concerned, we've spared no effort.
Again, they could have built a fence.
From the ballast to the ties, we've adjusted every bit of the track so she'll run quiet as a field mouse.
You and your crew have worked wonders. Our nation is in your debt.
Come now. If anything, credit's due to Tuliolal. It's thanks to the folk you recruited from every corner of the continent that we were able to get her up and running so quickly. Besides, the ethereal whistle's the true marvel. and we wouldn't have that without the scales you brought us. However grateful you are, know that we're even more thankful.
Right. If we're done talking, let's put this train through our paces.
Okay. We're not going to go on that train. Are we not on that train? Why are we not on that train? Are we not going back to Alexandria maybe? Okay, bye. Oh no!
There's a Ronek up ahead.
Yeah, oh look, it worked. It's off the tracks. No, it's already off the tracks.
On it. Just point it in the general direction and...
It's moving away.
It's still very slow. Like, if you hadn't stopped.
Meanwhile, our friends over there appear wholly unperturbed.
I mean... Yeah, it all worked out. Okay.
With this, we can alert those who wander too close without disturbing the rest of the herd.
A roaring success!
I was really hoping we would make a Ronique into a red mist. You know how many fucking videos of trains hitting wildlife there are on YouTube? I mean, I don't really go looking for them, but just YouTube recommends me them from time to time. Oh, hey. For a while there, we were really worried that we'd never get the railroad running again. But now that the test drive was such a success, we can breathe easy and start hauling people to and from the dome. First Chaloni and then the continent. Watch out, Jacques Tarot. Here we come. I share the sentiment. We've got a mountain of work ahead of us to ensure a smooth operation. It's time to get back to it. The efforts of all here today have not gone unnoticed. Once more, I thank you. Not you, Aaronville, you did nothing. As for our own work, I trust you can handle matters in Alexandria, Lamati. Like, seriously, what did Aaronville do in that entire situation? What did he do? Like, he's supposed to be an animal expert. But in this whole situation with animals, he did basically nothing. The only thing he really did was mention that he sensed like an etheric disturbance in the area, which pinpointed to the T-Rex, whatever, and the Predator. But that could have been just done by Kawana. Like, he's a science guy. He would have thought to maybe test for that or something. But he's just been standing there. It's just show up in a new outfit and it's like, hey, guys. Oh, and this is the last. Well, it's possible that Shale's made some headway by now, and regardless... Hold on. We should spread word that the railroad's been restored to service. Shale, what do you have her working on? Gulu Ja's mother? I'd feel the same, and his shoes have felt the same. Some questions are painful to leave unanswered. Oh, there's no cause to look at me like that. Hashiwa we met may have only been a simulacrum, but her memory was real. I needn't search for what she left behind because she left it with me, and I will carry it always. That is a very good way of looking at things. I was about to say, like, you've almost never disappointed, but he just literally disappointed me in the previous. Like, with him doing nothing, he's kind of disappointed me. But before that, I don't think I really thought of him, like, being disappointed in him in making bad decisions. I don't know. It's very good outlook to have. Speaking of things you're carrying, yes, I noticed that. Teeny tiny cashew. What? No! It is merely a token from Alexandria. Our friends in Oblivion would not take no for an answer. And I thought it as a good as a souvenir as any. Whatever you say. For what it's worth, I think it's a nice way to bring her with you on your trip. Yes, I approve of this. Yes, well, you're off to the dome, aren't you? I thought I might join you for a time, see if there's aught I can do for the people there. Much change though it is, I still consider it my home. Of course, we can give you the full story on the way. And back to the back rooms. Alright. Yeah, just deviated from, like, the main story long enough. And simple yet elegant solution, and thus is the railroad back in operation. Meanwhile, Shale has nearly finished processing the data. She will be able to share her findings with us imminently. Ah, Ursula is here. I'm interrupting something, I gather. No, God, no, please. Why, Ursula, what brings you here? I've seen enough of the gate in the Sky Deep Sea Note for now, so I'm shifting my investigation to living memory. I thought you were already... While there, I thought I would do well to have the company of an expert on electro. I'd like to take a closer look at the place myself. I can join you once we've finished here. Hello. Lest you fear I've forgotten, once I've made headway with living memory, the key in your keeping shall be the next subject of my... Which key? Yeah. Are you the lock to my key?
There was a mountain of data to sift through, much of it tantalizing, I admit. But it will take time to fully decrypt everything that piques my interest, so to answer our immediate question, I've been concentrating my efforts on the audio saved by Teishulja herself. While I've not listened to it yet, I have a selection ready for playback. Would you like to hear it now?
Okay.
Yes, please.
All right. Several audio files will now play in sequence.
Is it going to tell us what we already know? Going to be painful for Guluja? Is he going to be scarred? You know. I mean,
My name is Teishulja, and I decided to record this to help me put my thoughts in order, I suppose. Mother?
you don't know that yet. You don't know that.
Officially I am. Was a virgin with the Lance Guard. I was part of a contingent dispatch to Yasulani to hunt a Tural Vitral that was wreaking havoc. After our mission was complete, I elected to remain. It was the perfect opportunity to document the geographic distribution of medicinal herbs in this region. Or so I said when requesting special dispensation. In truth, I could not bear to return to Tuliolal. I had hoped to aid Commander Zoralja in the right of succession, but he did not so much as look my way. I was never in contention, of course, one of the nameless many in his army. To go back and face
Don't tell me this
was
fucking...
too much for me, so I ran. And in my cowardice, I stumbled upon this path. A path that changed my life. When the dome appeared, I found myself trapped within and reunited with my commander. How am I to speak of Commander Zoralja? I admired him. His incontestable strength. His unwavering focus. He was a man of great passions.
This girl was thirsty. He wanted that Zoralja dick. By any means necessary.
I would not dare approach. And in watching, I came to know him.
Like, give me that.
His eyes too sought the distance, but not as mine did. He yearned not for another, but something else, beyond the horizon.
Like,
that gaze would never fall upon me.
Like, give me that psychotic mammal jaw cock. Put up, baby.
The experiment will soon proceed to its next phase, and when it does, as he promised, I will have my heart's desire. Today.
We did the thing.
Could have been today. A new beginning. what I have dreamed of for so long. I hold a future in my arms. If you could see him, embrace him, surely that would be enough. So full of hope I was.
Oh yeah, you fucking bet on a man that knew nothing of, like, how one nothing more than power.
Its scales are blue.
And you expect him to be a loving father?
He's your son.
Wow. Really?
No, I can't.
No. Responsibilities. Return all responsibilities.
I don't know how. How could I? How? To raise a child, be a father. I don't. I can't. No. No.
Get it away from me.
Away from me. Get that thing away from me.
Chose the wrong man. You got thirsty for the wrong man.
It's all right, little one. Papa was just surprised. That's all. He'll come around. We'll be a happy family.
What the fuck were you thinking, lady?
Caminoka shouting for me. The research hasn't been
This
done.
person willingly
Can't let him take it out on my baby. Hush now, little one. I know
does not think of anything but himself and how he can obtain more power for his civilization.
That's all
Like,
of them.
he has no willingness to have an heir.
He was abandoned, the poor dear. We found him in the drift downs a few years ago.
I guess
We know some manner of accident happened at the facility after this was recorded. Perhaps your mother couldn't come back for you.
Hey, Gololcha.
I'm fine, Lamarchi. Father and mother, they were both so lonely.
At least your mother loved you.
If we could
I mean,
have
I
been
get,
together,
maybe not. Maybe he just wanted to
have been.
have you so he can look her
Sometimes
way.
things don't work out, no matter how hard you try.
And once she realized that, maybe she abandoned him.
I can't tell if I'm happier now.
Only time will tell. No, I think. Thank you. That's very good. Very mature of you, Guluja. Very mature. So, it's very mature. What was I gonna say? Like, damn, that girl was thirsty. You really think someone who's invaded and committed war crimes on his former people and did unethical experiments on his current people really cares about, like, having an heir? I don't know. It's like, how many tyrants in history really cared about having an heir. Like, I'm talking about the real tyrant, like, those who shall not be named. Like, do they really have cared about having heirs? And that's like, oh, he's gonna care so much for this child. Like, it's better to know a profound response for one so young. Yeah, I just, like, I would have liked to see maybe him falter a bit and then come out of it. Like, I guess that would be more interesting. But they kind of just, like, yeah, he's grown up. Yeah, he's good. Don't worry about it. I guess, though I wish he didn't have to. Hulu Jaw is indeed wise beyond his years. I mean, from a story perspective, like, from a personal perspective, like, that's a good thing that Hulu Jaw was so quick on, you know, accepting it as is and being, you know, mature about it. But from a story perspective, like, it would have been more, I guess, compelling for the viewer to have him, like, falter a bit. Like, I just maybe, like, I just need some space, and maybe, like, he could run off somewhere and think about it to himself. And, like, that would have been an interesting experience for the viewer, and then he could come to conclusion that, you know, he is better off knowing. That's just from a story perspective, like a storytelling perspective. Yet one never outgrows the need for dependable. It's fortunate that he has you. Thank you, Shale. Because of you, I got to hear my mother's whole story. You haven't heard the whole story, like what happened to her after. You heard it because you were brave enough to listen, Uluja. If you remember one thing, remember that. Like, okay. It would have been good if Fauna came in, like, bear with me for a second. Uluja, like, imagine Fauna came in with us and he heard what Guluja heard, and say Guluja then gets all, I don't know, kerfuffled, and then runs away, like says, I need a moment or something alone, and then Kwana offers some, like, solace, words of advice, and maybe, and it could tie into what we just experienced with Quatso, Hetzo, or whatever, the tribes people. It could sort of tie in with the theme that way. So, I don't know. I don't get paid to write. For a AAA game, I mean, this is kind of a AAA game. Now then, having shared what I can at present, I am ready to head to living memory when you are. I am planning to be thorough, so we will need to stop for supplies on the way. That said, I promise we won't remain over long. I know we all have much and more to attend to. For now, farewell. Fare thee well, Gestalt. A word before you leave? Our network's already spreading word of the railroad. We expected people would be clamoring to get on the first train back. Yet the reaction's been the polar opposite. Few seemed inclined to depart Alexandria anytime soon. What? When we spoke, you said many from Tuliyola were eager to reunite with friends and family. Maybe they're concerned about getting through Vanguard? If so, we could take turns accompanying them. In any case, we need to speak with the people ourselves. Let's start at Linode 9. Excuse me. Okay, bye people. Okay, bye. Bye people. Bye. Bye. Farewell. There may still be people gathering in Praxis Park. Let's try there first.
People look uneasy.
People look uneasy. Did something happen? Oh no. Oh no, it's the kid again. Have you heard? Someone's killed in the Thunder Yard.
The Thunder Yard was one of the hunters slain by a beast.
Oh, wait, are they speaking?
It was a hunter, all right, and a veteran at that. But it was no fiend that did him in. Only a random bolt of lightning.
Such a senseless way to die. They say that he expended his last soul cells during Zaraljar's attack on the city.
For an upright, hard-working man to meet such an unceremonious end, it feels wrong.
Yes. However, unfortunately, these things happen in the real world.
Even if the system no longer erases our memory of the departed, the regulators continue to function. I shan't go before my time. Growing old and passing peacefully with the help of the ushers is only natural.
Yes, these are horrible tragedies.
I think so, but how are we to know? We
Um,
have no memory of those who have gone.
but
More may
like,
have met violent deaths than passed from old age, and we would be blissfully unaware. It could happen to you, or me, to any of us.
yep. That is the unfortunate reality.
Spend every waking moment thinking only of how we might die.
No, you continue to live despite that. And I say this as someone who has had crippling anxiety over what might happen.
Look, it's Queen Sphene.
What? And somehow, Queen Sphene I return is back.
Help, Queen Sphene. The grown-ups are really upset, and I don't know what to do.
I see that you are as kind-hearted as ever, Nico. Never fear. I'm here to set things right.
I don't understand. Sphene is gone. Forever.
What did you do?
You there, Gusson. You were the Queen's aide, weren't you? What's the meaning of this?
Begging your pardon, Vow of Resolve. But Her Majesty Queen Sphene is paying visit to her people, as is her wont.
What are you talking about? Sphene is dead. You officiated the funeral yourself. We all placed flowers to mourn her passing.
there anymore.
A funeral.
Oh, it is there.
For Her Majesty.
Oh, it's just a fucking regulator.
What a curious jest. You know full well that ceremony was to commemorate those lives lost during the attack of Alexandria. Her Majesty
Someone controlling the regulators behind the scene. Is it Gulu Jaw's mother?
Surely that is not cause for consternation.
Bum, bum, bum.
Your Majesty, won't you free us from these terrible memories of the departed?
No.
This is no way
You
to
need
live,
to
not
accept
for us,
them
nor
as
our
an
children.
unfortunate reality.
I wish that I could. Truly I do. But with living memories shut down, even I cannot restore the system that once afforded us that comfort. You needn't fret, however. I have prepared an alternate solution. All of us shall be made endless.
So first I'm gonna slaughter you.
That allows you to transplant your memories directly into an ethereal vessel. One not reliant upon soul cells. This way, you need never again fear death. You may live as you please, and
So, okay.
for as long as you like.
This also...
Our stores of ether are, at present, not sufficient to provide this boon to everyone. But some of you received neo-regulators for the funeral ceremony, did you not? And there are still more we have yet to distribute. 5,000 in all. One day soon, those with neo-regulators will be called to join the Endless, and thence be free of suffering forevermore.
But only 5,000 of us?
Yes, only... This has become very...
Real Sphene would never be content to save only some of her people. Who are you?
I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
What she had said about, like... got hacked into that regulator.
Let's return to the back room. I need to calm down, and then we'll talk.
And when she said, like, the whole etheric transfer thing, that, again, made me think about Gulu Jaw's mother. So, it gives credence to my theory. I don't know. We only caught the proclamation from a distance, but I can tell you that the message about neo-regulars was received with utmost clarity. It couldn't have been Sphene. She should have been destroyed when the Meso terminal shut down. Without a single Alexandrian to bear witness, presented with an identical figure claiming to be their beloved queen, 'tis no surprise that they would choose to believe she's alive. That's an interesting question. Like, how did they officially tell the people how was Queen Sphina died? Actually, I don't wonder. What is troubling, however, is their denial that the funeral was held in their honor. 'Tis as if their memories have been erased. The regulators. Seriously, no one's going to say that? Given that the members of Oblivion remain unaffected, that was likely the work of the regulators, but by whose design? Thank you, Gaha. Someone smart enough to play at being the queen of reason in that guise, even if some suspect deception, most of Alexandria would be on her side. We need to find out who she really is. It's Gula Child's mama. Well, I agreed wholeheartedly. We should avoid drawing more attention than we already have. We must be patient until Oblivion's network turns up a lead. Or until our self-proclaimed queen makes her next move. Meanwhile... Gonna get a meanwhile? Meanwhile, in the Fortress of Doom. Meanwhile, in living memory.
Where am I? My people. Are they safe?
No, they're dead.
Why am I?
In fear of death, the people turn to Queen Reborn and their fates to learn. Okay. That's it for 7.1 MSQ. I'd say. I would say. It's just... I mean, I already basically said everything that I wanted to say. Some background lore, it's just an uninteresting quest line with Kwana sacrificing himself for an animal. I just, I've already spoken. Anyways, I'm tired. I'm gonna end it here. So, thank you, and goodbye. Farewell.